welcome to a brand new explainer. Today we're diving into the incredibly colorful and wildly dramatic story of Genesis chapter 29. Seriously, get ready, because this is an epic adventure packed with long desert journeys, some crazy superhuman strength, massive sneaky tricks, and a whole lot of love.
But first, I want you to imagine something. Think about working your absolute hardest for something you truly, really love. You pour your heart and soul into it, you're counting down the days, only to discover a massive, shocking trick waiting for you right at the finish line. I mean, what would you do? Would you just give up, or would you keep pushing? Well, that is exactly the wild situation our main character finds himself in today.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the journey to the east and Jacob's desert discovery.
So our hero, Jacob, has traveled far across this dusty, sweeping desert all the way to the land of the east. He spots this glowing blue well out in a field, but when he walks up to chat with the local shepherds, he notices something kind of crazy. They aren't giving their thirsty sheep any water. And why? Because there is a gigantic, unmovable, super heavy stone completely blocking the well. The shepherds explain to Jacob that there are super strict rules here. Step 1, they literally have to wait for every single flock of sheep to arrive. Step 2, only then do they have enough guys to team up and roll that unbelievably heavy stone away. And finally, Step 3, they water the sheep and shove the heavy stone right back. So basically, they're just totally stuck there waiting.
Moving on to Section 2, Love at the Well, a heroic feat.
Just as they're all sitting around waiting, everything changes. A beautiful shepherdess named Rachel arrives with her flock. Jacob takes one look at her and, well, he instantly wants to impress her. He turns to the other shepherds and is like, "Look, there's still plenty of daylight left. Let's water the sheep right now."
Fueled by pure adrenaline, Jacob marches right up to the well, and with this massive burst of superhero energy, he pushes that impossibly heavy stone away all by himself. Can you believe that? He waters the flock, kisses Rachel, and actually weeps with joy, telling her that they're family.
Rachel is so excited she runs straight home to tell her dad, Laban. And man, the moment Laban hears the news, he literally sprints out to meet Jacob. He throws his arms around him, gives him this massive, joyful bear hug, kisses him, and brings him right into his home, saying, "You are indeed my own flesh and blood."
Which brings us to Section 3, the big wedding trick, featuring the midnight switch. Okay, so after a whole month of Jacob helping out around the place, Rachel's dad, Laban, says it's time to actually pay Jacob for his hard work. Now, Laban has 2 daughters. The older sister, Leah, had weak eyes, but the younger sister, Rachel, was incredibly beautiful. And Jacob, he was completely head over heels in love with Rachel.
So Jacob tells Laban, "I will work for you for 7 whole years in exchange for marrying Rachel." Laban agrees. Now, 7 years of hard work in the blazing desert is a massively long time, right? But the story tells us something super beautiful. To Jacob, it felt like only a few days, simply because he loved her so incredibly much. Finally, those 7 years are up. Laban gathers everyone together and throws a massive, celebratory banquet. But here comes the twist. When evening falls, under the shadowy cover of darkness, Laban pulls off the ultimate trick. He actually sneaks his older daughter, Leah, into the wedding tent instead of Rachel. The morning sun rises, brilliant light fills the tent, and Jacob realizes he has been completely tricked. He is with Leah. He storms right up to Laban, absolutely stunned and furious, shouting, "What kind of thing is this that you've done to me? Didn't I work for you for Rachel? Why have you deceived me?"
That leads us right into Section 4, 14 years for love, Jacob's epic patience.
Laban calmly makes up this quick excuse, saying, "Oh, the older daughter always has to be married first here." He then strikes a totally wild new deal with Jacob. Think about this exhausting timeline for a second. Jacob already worked 7 long years. Now he has to finish Leah's bridal week, and then he can finally marry Rachel, but only if he agrees to work for another 7 whole years.
Add it all up and you get 14. 14 long, grueling years of hard labor. And you know what? Jacob agreed to it all because he loved Rachel that much. This massive number proves just how incredibly dedicated, resilient, and patient Jacob was for the absolute love of his life.
Row for Section 5, Leah's 4 sons, the blessing of a broken family.
While Jacob clearly loved Rachel the most, God saw that Leah felt unloved, so he stepped in with a very special blessing just for her. She gives birth to 4 incredible boys, and their names have amazing meanings. Reuben means, see, a son. Simeon means hearing. Levi means joining, and little Judah means praise, because Leah decided to simply praise the Lord.
Finally, Section 6, Lessons from the Story. Time for some food for thought.
So, what can we actually learn from this wild explainer? Here is our food for thought. First, patience and love absolutely justify hard work, even when you're facing deception. Second, perseverance wins. Jacob working 14 years for Rachel demonstrates some serious, amazing commitment. Third, what goes around comes around. Jacob is deeply deceived by Laban, which totally echoes his own past deception of his family. And finally, God's sovereignty. God works beautifully even through broken families and human failures. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. If you had to wait 14 long years for your absolute ultimate dream, would you have the incredible patience to keep working for it? Click the bell button, like, share, and subscribe.